presentation of Fox Sports.
We are sports. We are Sun.
Tim Beckham is making the most of his opportunity as the Rays shortstop, playing solid defense and showing off his power at the plate. Tonight, Tim leads the Rays into Toronto, there to begin a 3-game set versus the struggling Blue Jays. Tonight, we welcome you to the great city of Toronto on the shores of Lake Ontario. This is the first visit of the year for the Rays here. The Rays and the Blue Jays tonight begin a 3-game series. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard. Well, the Blue Jays are struggling and the Rays are trying to find consistency. They're a game under 500 coming into this series, but they're getting great consistency from Tim Beckham out there at shortstop. He is hitting the ball hard.
You've got to be doing something special to get Souza Jr. or Dickerson out of the open, and that's exactly what's going on here with Tim Beckham. If you go back just about a week and a half ago, Tim Beckham's last 7 games, he is putting on a show. 7-game hitting streak. Look at the average, up over 400. Big reason why. Using the whole field. Other way with power. You see the 4 extra base hits. He, of course, had the 2 home run game in Baltimore. And all I can tell you, you leave pitches out over the plate, and he is not missing them. Crushing mistakes. And so if you're a Blue Jay pitcher, you better start looking for the corners, because anything out over, and Tim Beckham is having his way with it. First guy up, Marcus Stroman. And I'll tell you something, Rays have seen him before. Seen him earlier this year, 6 1/3 strong innings, 1 earned run. What he's doing this year, pitching aggressively to contact, and that has allowed him to be very, very efficient. Just over 13 pitches an inning, so he's looking to get ahead and put you away as fast as possible.
In the pitching matchup, the right arm of Marcus Stroman for Toronto, and the young lefty Blake Snell on the hill for the Rays after his first win of the year, making his 5th start. And against the Blue Jays lifetime, he is 1-2. Rays won 3 of 4 from the Blue Jays at the Trop in the opening week of the season. They open a 3-game set here tonight in Toronto. Rays continue their 8-game road trip, dropping that series over in Baltimore yesterday, a day off. And tonight the Rays open this series against the Blue Jays, while the Rays come in 11-12. Blue Jays off to their worst start in franchise history, a mark of 6-16. Tonight's starting lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Rays will have Corey Dickerson leading off. He'll be the designated hitter. Kevin Kiermaier is in center. Evan Longoria hits third in front of Brad Miller. Steven Souza Jr. in right field hits fifth. Logan Morrison at first, with Tim Beckham, the shortstop, hitting seventh. Shane Peterson in there in left, and Derek Norris will do the catching and bat ninth.
Well, taking the mound tonight for the Toronto Blue Jays is going to be right-hander Marcus Stroman. 4 starts on the season. He's got an even up record of 2-2, ERA 3.10. How about this? 2 complete games already of the 9-inning variety. In fact, he did that his last time out in Los Angeles, or actually in Anaheim, against the Angels. 9 innings, 2 runs, 1 earned, 5 strikeouts, and picking up the second win. Let's take a look at the defense and see how it's going to line up behind Mr. Stroman here tonight. Brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. And in the outfield, left to right, we have Steve Pearce, Kevin Pillar, and Jose Bautista. Across that infield, third to first, Darwin Barney, Ryan Goins, Devin Travis, and Justin Smoth, with familiar face Luke Maile behind the plate.
But there's Kevin Pillar, their outstanding defensive center fielder, and one of these hitters who is hitting about what they thought, maybe even more. He's off to a good start offensively. Overall, it's been a different story for this Toronto Blue Jays offense. And a familiar face in the lineup, Luke Maile, has been recalled from their AAA club Buffalo, and he's going to do the catching tonight for the Blue Jays against his former teammates, the Rays.
Yeah, welcome back to the big leagues, Luke Maile. How about that? Blue Jays cutting ties with Jared Saltalamacchia, off to just a horrendous start, and really this whole team has been off to a horrific start. But Luke Maile, the beneficiary.
And there's John Gibbons, the manager of this club. They finished last year 89-73 and continue to have great aspirations going into this year. Last year's season coming off a 93-win campaign in 2015. So they fully expected to contend, and they're going to have to turn it around in a hurry. Here's Corey Dickerson. First pitch of this game, a little tapper to the left side of the mound, and Stroman makes the throw to first. Stroman moves well off the mound. He's very athletic. And so Dickerson is the first out.
And you know what he did on that play right there was he lollipopped the throw. And when you see that happen, instead of stepping and throwing, watch, he just kind of lollipops it. And good thing that Justin Smoke is all of 6'4". That may have been a disastrous start to this game.
Now, he would have thrown a strike to Rocco Baldelli, who's in the coaching box. He wouldn't have had to have moved at all. So that's the first out. There's Rocco. Calm as always. The pitch wide to Kevin Kiermaier. Kiermaier's average right now 233. It's been feast or famine for Kiermaier the last 2 or 3 streaks he's had. He got hot, then cold, then hot again, and he's in one of those cold streaks right now. Takes it upstairs.
And what you see from Kevin Kiermaier right now at the plate is a guy who just looks uncomfortable. Just looks uncomfortable. Some of his takes that he has just doesn't look like he is seeing the ball as well as he would like to, and obviously that is going to lead to some negative results. And so you just keep working, and then all of a sudden you have one of those games, you come out of it mentally, you have some hits, and off you go.
Well, he's up in the count now, and there's a little ground ball headed toward the middle, backhanded by Travis, but no chance to get Kiermaier going down the line.
And Dwayne, maybe that's all it takes right there. just a little infield hit, confidence, day off. You start this game 1 for 1. But boy, when you saw Devin Travis having to move to his right, you knew you're in trouble. Not going to make this play with Kiermaier's speed.
So there's a base runner for the Rays and for Evan Longoria. Evan 9 of 24 in his career against Stroman. That includes a couple of home runs for Evan against the young right-hander. A ball, no strike count right now. Fastball again, 1-1.
And how about that velocity at 95? Marcus Stroman, the one thing that he's doing this year is we talked about it in the open, pitching very aggressively to contact, not wasting a whole lot of time, really attacking the zone.
It's going to be out of play. Well, he's going straight with the hard stuff, the heat here. The first 3 pitches to Longoria.
Trying to send a message a little bit. You got the good velocity going in the mid-90s. And once you do that and make a hitter aware of the pitch, and seemingly you just keep coming after him with it, it opens up everything else.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Rays and the Blue Jays will play 19 games in the season series. Foul the other way, back to the fastball.
And he's heavy with that fastball. Fastball slider guy will cut it. Occasional curveball. We saw one to Kiermaier.
Tap foul. Well, Stroman, a very big part of this Toronto Blue Jays ball club in the rotation.
When you throw out the names of the rotation, they've got a very, very good deep starting rotation. There's no question.
This one is popped up, a foul ball. Bailey's after it, and that ball will fall right in front of the Rays dugout steps. Mailey uncertain about that one. They had smoke coming in from first, and that ball fell playable.
Yeah, I don't understand the route here. Luke Mayer looks like he's got it under control. Then he's walking over. Yeah, he takes his eye off it for a second, but still he wasn't even in the right area. The ball much easier to track off the roof of Rogers Center than it is at Tropicana Field, and he's got experience there, of course.
This one is popped up right side. Smoke near the stands, and he will have a play and makes the catch. The first baseman, Justin Smoke, handles the pop foul to retire Longoria.
Wait, have you seen that on back-to-back pitches? Right there, just leaning in.
So 2 gone with the runners still at first for Brad Miller. Brad hitting .225. Pitches away. Well, Stroman already up to 15 pitches. For every other pitcher in captivity, that's great. But for him, he's averaging a little over 13 pitches per inning this year. That's how efficient he is. Ground ball right down to Smoke. The Rays get a hit, leave a man, and we'll go to the bottom of the first inning. No score. Starting lineup for the Blue Jays, presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Kevin Pillar in center leading it off, then Darwin Barney and Jose Bautista. The DH is Kendrys Morales. Justin Smoke hits fifth in front of Steve Pearce. Evan Travis is at second base. Luke Maile catching. Ryan Goins hits ninth and plays shortstop.
Well, Blake Snell making his fifth start of the season, looking for that first win. ERA 3.38, and obviously what you take notice of there, 21 and a third innings, 15 strikeouts, but also 15 walks. Once again, we will be looking very closely at the command of Blake Snell's fastball.
First pitch, Pillar takes one, and it's wide. 1-0. Yeah, that's the amazing thing about Blake Snell. Foul back. 1-1. Snell making his fifth start of the year, 0-2. And we consistently see him command secondary pitches, but the fastball is the key for him.
And back out of the windup here tonight, Dwayne. You know, those last couple of starts.
Fly ball short right. That's going to fall for a base hit. Souza Jr. came charging in and then had to recede to play it on the big hop.
Well, the one guy that's swinging the bat well for the Blue Jays is Kevin Pillar, and he gets that one to fall in. Let's take a look at the Rays D, brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. And in the outfield, left to right, Shane Peterson, Kevin Kiermaier, and Steven Souza Jr. Across that infield, third to first, Longoria, Beckham, Miller, and Morrison, with Derek Norris handling the catching duties.
So a man aboard, Darwin Barney, the third baseman, at the plate. And that's a strike.
Yeah, he had been going out of that modified, out of the stretch, trying to keep everything simple, thinking that simplification would lead to better fastball command. That was not the case. And so that's why you see Blake Snell, not now obviously, but that's why he started this game out of the windup.
Liner into right. That ball is caught by Souza Jr. Diving grab as he came racing in, angling to his left to make the catch on that hard hit line drive.
A nice play by Souza Jr. This ball rocketed by Barney. Souza Jr. doesn't make this play, Blue Jays may have a run. You can see Kevin Pillar was off and headed towards second base aggressively, but the Rays right fielder comes up with a heck of a catch.
Now it's Jose Bautista. to first. Pilar is back in. Bautista hitting 163 for the year with a homer and 5 runs batted in. Ball 1.
Well, think about Bautista the last year plus. Turned down, the money from the Blue Jays, wanted to go at 1-year deal and, finish out the contract and get something big. Didn't have the greatest of seasons. Comes back, here on a 1-year deal, and just a disastrous start for him too. And right now, if you're a stuff guy, you can just outstuff him. That's the thing. Everything's slowing down just a little bit.
Well, the Rays well know how dangerous he has been in the past to them. He's hit more home runs than any active hitter against the Rays. Our Toyota inside look.
Way inside.
High fly ball into left center. Kiermaier with a lot of room out there makes the catch. That'll be the second out with Pilar remaining at first. Well, let's go back and take a look here. The Toyota inside look. His career homers against the Rays. That's quite a list right there.
It is, and those obviously you see those guys a lot in the division. Cano, of course, now out west, but Lind, Encarnacion, a lot of Blue Jays, or at least the majority of the damage done is Blue Jays. I'm going to tell you what, that last pitch that he just flew out on, he just missed number 32. And, we just talked about how right now you're able to outstuff Bautista. And early in this game, Blake Snell comes with a 1-1 changeup. And you could see he was right on it. They did him a favor with that pitch, and he just missed it.
Now he faces Kendrys Morales, who hit the grand slam off Snell at the Trop back on April the 6th. Rays dropped that game 5-2. Pitch is away. It's 1-1. Snell had loaded the bases on a base hit and a couple of walks back at Tropicana Field when Morales hit the grand slam off him. A little piece of that one and fouled it. It's 1-2. Runner goes, a swing and a miss. That takes care of Morales. A base hit, a man left, strikeout in the inning, through 1, no score. Rays facing Marcus Stroman. And our AARP getting to know you moment with Marcus Stroman out there, Duke grad, and in the World Baseball Classic, the MVP this past spring. He starts and a check swing by Steven Souza Jr. there on the pitch in. 1-0. Stroman, 25 years old. He'll be 26 in just a few days on May the 1st. 1-1 the count.
Well, that WBC, the championship game, he just took it over. He just took it over, was the difference maker, and obviously that's why you win the MVP. And like we were talking earlier, 2 complete games already. That's a rarity nowadays this early in the season.
Puts it in on Souza, who fouls that fastball. It's 1-2. Yeah, he had a complete game back in 2014 when he came up, won 11 games for the Blue Jays, went 11-6, and he gets Souza to chase. First strikeout for Stroman.
Nasty breaking ball there from Stroman, and right now he's got that sinker, arm side run, really working well in on these righties, and then that little slide ball, it just throws it so hard.
Logan Morrison. He takes a fastball for a strike. The Rays at 7-Eleven bringing you a $7.11 ticket to Rays fans. Visit a local participating 7-Eleven store. Pick up a Rays discount coupon for the game Friday, May 5th against the Blue Jays. Keep saving with $5 Budweiser and Bud Light drafts exclusively on the Budweiser port. Ages 21 and over, please drink responsibly. We'll tap. That will be a foul ball. Sam Holbrook on the call, and ball just fouled.
I'm impressed that that's a long read. That's a long read, and I'm impressed at your timing. You could not have timed that any better. You didn't rush it. It was smooth. It was clear. It was concise, and you got it before Logan Morrison got back in the box.
Feel really good about that review. Thank you.
I think
mess up the timing somewhere else.
Well, no.
Oh, a strike call, and Morrison will walk away from the plate. 2 up and 2 down here before Tim Beckham steps in. Hey, let's check in with Alex Cordray. Alex?
Dwayne, Kevin Cash says he enjoys getting to talk about Tim Beckham so much recently because good things are happening every night or every other night for the Rays shortstop. Cash said that Beckham came up huge for the Rays over the Baltimore series. As for his 7-game hitting streak, Beckham says he will continue to trust his approach and hopefully good things will happen. Well, Dwayne, you can't argue with that because right now good things are happening.
Yeah, you're right about that. The 7-game hitting streak, he's hit safely in 10 of 11 games. And you see the numbers for the life of the hitting streak, 407. And as we referenced at the outset, he is hitting the ball very hard. You hear it come off his bat.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And you look at all the hits, in that little package that we had put together, and everything is a mistake out over the plate. We talk, you get maybe 1 pitch to hit per at bat. That 1 pitch that he gets, he is smoking it. That's the thing. I mean, really, really catching it clean, not fouling it off like that.
Well, it's 1-2 now. Speaking of timing.
Yeah. Well, what he did on Wednesday was single-handedly get the Rays back in the game, down 3-0 early. Take Dylan Bundy deep right there, and then a hanging breaking ball, hammered once again. You see all these pitches out over, and Tim Beckham is laying into it.
Down in the count, a ball, 2 strikes to Stroman. hesitation right there, and that's a ball. 2-2. Full count. So Peterson on deck. And he draws the walk. Nice at bat there to draw the 2-out pass.
Well, Marcus Stroman paying attention to Tim Beckham's last week. He was very, very careful with him. And he earns the walk.
And now Peterson.
You just, you've got to know coming in who the guys in the opposing lineup that are swinging the bat well.
There's a base hit right back through the middle on a first pitch fastball. Beckham's going to go to third, and a nice job of hustling his way to third right there. He just turned the corner, and as Pilar got there to look up, he had no play.
Dwayne, that play right there really sums up the Blue Jay start to the season. A ground ball, hard hit up the middle. It's going to get out to your center fielder. Hustling it in, not so much, and not even putting himself in a position to make a throw. Tim Beckham takes full advantage of that, but that's how the Blue Jays have been playing. We remarked on it. It was the opening, week of the season, and you're playing this team, and they didn't look that interested. And you're just a handful of games in.
Yeah, that was the strange part about that series. I mean, it appeared the second series of the year.
Yeah.
That they had been playing out of the race for 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, they're really lifeless, no energy. Now you add that kind of an approach to the injuries that they've had to their starting rotation, the left side of their infield with Tulowitzki and Donaldson.
That's a liner, and it's going to be over the head of Goins, a base hit. Beckham will score. Norris drives in the first run of the night, and with 2 outs, the Rays have a run.
And listen, that's why the play on the ground ball to center field is such a big deal. Tim Beckham does not score from second base on that hit. He does not score from second base on that hit, but he's able to get to third, and this little looping line drive gets over the head of Goins, and the Rays take an early lead.
Well, Beckham started it with a 2-out walk, hustled his way to third, taking advantage of Pilar, and scores on the Norris base hit.
How about that? That's the other thing. You can demoralize a team like the Blue Jays, the way they're playing right now, and getting swept in the day-night doubleheader yesterday, long night back, and you do it from the bottom of the order too, with 2 outs after 2 strikeouts.
0-1 to count on Dickerson. It's riding in on him, and he fouls it. Fastball. Yeah, that's not easy. They've been struggling. They were rained out, had to play a day-night doubleheader against the Cardinals in St. Louis. Lost both ends, won a walk-off. Pitching staff depleted. Then you fly home. You get in the middle, well, beyond the middle of the night, early morning, and then come home to play this game tonight.
Well, and we were out here too, Dwayne. That walk-off you're talking about. Just notice, well, that's the fastball off Osuna to tie it. That was a blown save. Osuna's blown 3 out of 4 saves. Watch J.P. Howell.
Yeah, he's leaving. As the ball left, so did J.P.
I think he knew.
That was quite an at-bat by Carpenter. He had been looking for that curveball. He took 2 great fastballs to hit in that at-bat. 3-2 curveball was on it and hit it out. Now Dickerson swings and misses. Rays get a run. We'll go to the bottom of the second inning. 1-0 Rays. 1-0. Rays have a number of options for groups of 20 or more, from exclusive party areas to suites to general seating. Book your group now for any game during the 2017 season and ask how you can get an additional group outing for a future game on the Rays. Be a part of the action by emailing group sales at raysbaseball.com. Rays up. Here's Justin Smoke, switch hitting first baseman. Fastball a bit wide, 1-0. Snell gave up a hit in the first. Closed it out by getting a strikeout of Kendrys Morales. Smoke, Pierce, and Travis due up in this inning. Up the right field side, slicing toward the stands, out of play. And this lineup, the Blue Jays lineup, missing Josh Donaldson with the calf injury, Troy Tulowitzki, hamstring issue. Those are big losses without question. But even with them, you know, the loss of Edwin Encarnacion in the middle of this lineup, we were talking before the game, you know, there's some good teams in the East, and the Blue Jays figured to be one of them. Red Sox, I think everybody figured they were going to be right there, but their offense has not been what they'd expected so far. They're without Ortiz.
Yeah.
Adjustments going on offensively for a couple of big lineups here in Toronto and Boston.
I mean, I don't think there's any coincidence either. You know, you lose the two big boppers out of the middle of your lineup. It's the glue that kind of holds it together. And now everybody else gets pitched to a little differently because you don't have to worry about Encarnacion. You don't have to worry about David Ortiz. And how ironic that both teams, have scored 78 runs on the season. In fact, 3 of the bottom 4 teams in runs scored, total runs scored, and I know everybody's played a different amount of games and it's early, but 3 of the bottom 4 teams are from the East.
I know you'd never guess that.
Ever.
Ever.
And you think about this lineup, even with Encarnacion out, you didn't think the drop-off would be this dramatic, but it just goes to show you what a difference maker he and David Ortiz are.
Well, you look at the East. Here's the Blue Jay breakout so far, where they rank runs scored 13th average slugging percentage. The team ERA has been an issue as well. But from an offensive perspective, you look at the East, you look at the home venues of the teams in the East. The Rays have Miller positioned perfectly back of the bag, and they throw out Smoke, utilizing the shift. Boston, Hitters Park. New York, Hitters Park. Baltimore, Hitters Park. Toronto, Hitters Park. The Trop is the only venue in the East that is not favorable to hitters.
And they're getting the best work done.
Yeah,
offensively.
I mean, it's amazing.
I know. This game can be goofy, and this is why even coming out of spring training, when you feel like you've got a better idea about teams, you don't.
That's right.
Not until the games actually count.
Steve Pearce, he takes the first pitch strike. Pearce in left field. 0-2.
Seen a couple of very good sliders from Blake Snell here in the early going, that being one of them, obviously. See, when he pitches in counts like this, 0-1 to 0-2, he just opens up everything for him. The zone, the pitch selection. Okay, yeah, he was able to take that. So what? You're still in the catbird seat at 1 and 2.
And that's why when you look at a young pitcher such as we see here in Blake Snell, you think how good things could be. It's a matter of putting yourself in those counts as often as possible. This is way up with the fastball. It's 2-2. And therein is the challenge for Jim Hickey and Kevin Cash and Blake Snell.
Yeah, and I don't even think it's convincing. I mean, I don't think you have to convince a pitcher that he wants to command the fastball and pitch out in front. It's, can you physically, consistently do it? And that's where the work has come in. That's why they tried to simplify the delivery. That didn't work, so now you let him go back to where he's comfortable out of the windup.
And Jim Hickey was talking about just hand placement, but I would think, and you would know better than I would in this regard, but it could be psychological as much as it is. Well, start with your hands in a certain spot. You feel comfortable there. Pierce is out on strikes. Second strikeout for Snell. And we've talked about pitching and hitting. It becomes as much of a feel as it is the thought process and the mechanical process.
Yeah, and that's, you're exactly right, and that's why you want to make a guy comfortable on the mound. That's why you start moving around the hands. Where am I comfortable? Where do they break over my knee? I got a high leg kick. You know, where do I feel like I'm not thinking about anything except the pitch that I'm throwing and the area in which I'm throwing it? And when you can simplify it to that level and everything's comfortable and smooth, then all of a sudden you'll find that pitch going exactly where it's supposed to go.
Well, and that's when you start repeating that delivery, because it's just second nature to you. It feels right. 1-1 to count.
And we've seen that, you know, from Blake. Is you'll see 3 fastballs miss in the zone. He'll have 3 different finishes. You know, we saw that with Matt Moore. Remember, we did a little thing on that with Matt Moore. That's similar to what we've seen from Blake from time to time. You know, like that one right there. That delivery, he stayed tall. There was no bend. There was no reach. Stay tall, ball goes high, your finish looks a little different. Now you try to make the adjustment, but you find yourself doing that every few pitches. That's a tough way to go. See, much better. Now, did you see that one? Drove it to the spot, and he literally, his swing leg comes around, push-off leg, and it lands perfectly straight. Now watch how he finishes this one. Really gets down and through it.
That's pretty right there.
It is, but the next pitch maybe it look completely different. So right there, the leg swung all the way around.
Yeah.
Did you? I mean, look at the difference. Now watch this one. Going to come a little bit tall, not drive it to its spot. Completely different. And that's the challenge.
And the arm action's completely different as a result of all that. And he walks it.
And then you don't wonder why the command at times can be spotty, because we just saw the last 3 pitches. We saw a good one, 2 bad ones, and we had a couple of different deliveries there.
Yep. So you want to take that one that we thought was so beautiful.
Yeah.
And replay that in your mind over and over until such time as it just becomes second nature. Now Luke Maile.
And it leads to that graphic that we just saw. The teams aren't up there aggressively swinging because they're forcing you into the zone, because number one, they don't know if you're going to be able to get there consistently enough, and number two, when they do finally swing, they're figuring they're going to be 2-0, 2-1.
And that swings the odds way in the hitter's favor when that's the case. And now here's Maile up 2-0. Well, if you look at the names on the list, these aren't your premier control pitchers either.
No, and guess what? We saw Ebaldo Jimenez in Baltimore with command issues terribly. We saw Francisco Liriano come apart at Tropicana Field with command issues. That's what it leads to.
Yep. Well, Snell got the first 2. Made a couple pretty good pitches to Travis, then walked him, and now he's behind Luke Maile. He's down at the end of the lineup now. You want to make hay down here. And there's 3-0.
And all with 2 outs, which really, interesting too, because with Smoke he was locked in. Pierce, he put him away. you know, with a great off-speed pitch. No, that was a fastball, but he had the good slider. Now 4 straight to here. So now this is where it does start to become mental. Now you're thinking about things. They still don't have the answer.
Well, I mean, you can see it in Jim Hickey's face. He knows the potential upside in Blake Snell. And you see him make some great pitches, get 2 outs, get ahead of the next hitter, and then wind up walking 2 in a row. And now Ryan Goins, what it does, it runs your pitch count up, it turns the lineup over, gets you into trouble.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Let's say that you do get out of this unscathed, which you're obviously hoping for right here. Retire Ryan Goins and end this inning. But now, like you say, you just flip the lineup over again when you could have been starting the next inning off down at the bottom.
And there's a strike. Going shortening on the bat. Breaking pitch there. Back to the fastball, and it's wide. 1-1. That's a strike. You really get right down to it. It's about repeating a delivery.
How many times when you see a pitching coach interview, do you hear repeatable delivery? Almost every time.
Yep.
I mean, it's
absolutely.
Yeah. That's the name of the game.
And he gets Goins on strikes, reaching for that one. So the strikeout strands 2. We go to the 3rd. 1-0 Rays. Sports Sun brought to you by your local Ford dealer. By Jeep, get great deals at the Jeep Spring Clearance Event. And by your Tampa Bay area BMW centers. And your local Toyota dealers. Let's go places. Here in Toronto, we're going into the 3rd with Kevin Kiermaier leading off. Evan Longoria and then Brad Miller against Marcus Stroman. His first pitch is a strike. Kiermaier had a base hit, an infield hit his first time. 1-1. Ground ball. This time Travis to his left. Floats the throw to first. And that's the first out. Well, when Stroman is right, you'll see a lot of that. He throws a ton of ground balls.
Well, you can see the sinking action, especially when he keeps his fastball down in the zone with that velocity. The slider to go with it.
1 ball, no strikes.
Well, like you said earlier, you know, good athlete. He's a high energy guy.
Yeah, he has a competitive presence out there, that's for sure. Foul out of play. We mentioned earlier he came up in 2014, won 11 games, and then wound up missing most of the following year. Stroman suffered a knee injury. Had a torn ACL in his left knee. He did get into a handful of games that year at the big league level, and then came back, and last year was 9-10 and gave them over 200 innings.
Can't get on the same page right now with Luke Maile.
First time they've worked together, Maile with the Rays, and then they ran into some number issues. He wound up in the Toronto organization, was with their Buffalo club, and just joined their big league team today.
Yeah, you think about that, Luke Maile getting to know this entire staff and how quickly he's got to try and do it. Oh, by the way, how about in this ball game? And they made the right decision.
They get Longoria on the fastball.
Because of those ground balls that Marcus Stroman is so quick to get with that ball down in the zone. He gets you looking down. That's what he does. Every once in a while, then he'll climb the ladder. That one wasn't even up. That was just above the belt. But you could see it surprised Evan, and he was able to get it over the check swing.
Here's Brad Miller. Ball one. Rays got a run in the second. Driven in by Derek Norris. Two and 0. A 3-0 count. Steven Souza Jr. would hit next if Miller should reach base. Three and one. Rays have a run, 3 hits. Picked up a walk. And now the count is full on Miller.
Took a little off there and cut it. He will do that to left-handed hitters trying to get the ball off of the barrel. Been able to work himself back.
And that one is foul back on a mid-90s fastball. Whoops, there goes the bat. The pitch was fouled and the bat winds up behind Rocco Baldelli.
And Dwayne, we may have a contender. It was not as awe-inspiring as the Kelly Shopping, throws.
Yeah.
But this one definitely speed and distance. He gets a little bit more, better launch angle, Dwayne.
It was.
And he can rival.
And I think that comes from the left-handed swing. That's always a better form from a left-handed swing. Same way the left-handed pitcher somehow appears to be more stylish than a right-hander. And now the walk as Miller draws a base on balls. You know, Shopping got a lot of distance and there was a lot of angst in that bat toss from Kelly Shopping.
Angry man.
And from the left-hander, you know, there was a flow to it. And then we got distance, good rotation on the bat as well, end over end.
I think too, because he was protecting there, that swing was a little bit more level, and that's why he didn't get the launch angle.
Yep,
I think
you're right.
You know.
Yep.
Either way, it was pretty impressive, as was the at bat itself, because he worked the walk.
We're trying to get that to be an Olympic event. A foul ball back by Steven Souza Jr.
I'm going to be breaking that down tomorrow in the pregame show.
Okay.
I've just been told.
Maybe we could go back to the archives and compare the two.
I like it.
Yeah.
And it's at the fingertips. It's at the ready.
Miller aboard at first with 2 gone. Oh, 2. Souza, career hitter 307 against Toronto. A 2-strike count. Ground ball off the mound and through into center. Souza has a base hit. Well, the Rays, with 2 outs in the second inning, started something on a walk. They have a 2-out walk in the third. Now a base hit to follow. 2 on with 2 out.
Well, if you're not able to close out innings, you open that door for the opposition. Rays took advantage the last time they were given this opportunity an inning ago, and here threatened once again.
A nice job by Souza. We're down 2 strikes to get a base hit. And here is Logan Morrison. Fastball is a strike to him. Stroman got Morrison looking on the inside corner in the second. Comes in to get strike 2, 0-2. So Rays with base runners in each of the first 3 innings. A few more pitches than usual for Stroman in the early part of this game. Check swing, foul ball. Out of play. Saturday on FS1, it's Premier Boxing Champions. Undefeated Carlos Zambrano steps into the ring to take on Claudio Marrero. Premier Boxing Champions Saturday at 10 Eastern on FS1. Morrison is out on strikes, and he'll put up a squawk. Rays lead 2. We go to the bottom of the third. Morrison not happy and stomps off. Rays 1, Toronto nothing. There, the Rays and the Toronto Blue Jays beginning a 3-game series. Rogers Center just about in the middle there. And here's Kevin Pillar, top of the order. One strike the count.
Do you remember when we had that the video footage of ham hands up on the CN tower, leaning out at an angle?
Yes.
Even from that angle, that camera shot that we just had, it looks, what are you thinking? I'm glad I don't have that gene.
Yeah, you can be suspended from up there.
Yeah, forward or backward, where you're leaning out over.
Yeah.
And, they're holding you up there. There, see?
Yes,
I mean, look at that. And you're just going to lean out over.
Right up there, lean over, take a look down at the Rogers Center.
And by ham hands, we mean Nate Leet, team massage therapist.
Yep.
Nicknamed Ham Hands.
Of course.
Because he's always giving freebies.
A lot of people need them. Ooh, there's ball 4. And this time the walk comes to lead off an inning. So Pillar on for the 2nd straight time. Well, all you need to do is wish to see it, and you do. There he is. Now, how about that?
And you're trusting. You're trusting this right here?
Yep.
Are we really?
Yep.
There's no clear button, Dwayne. I'm trying.
Ham hands is not going away. There you go.
I tried to get that off sooner, just so everybody knows. I didn't keep that up there on purpose. That
Barney bunting foul, strike 1.
That's where you really start to panic, because you know the clear button's in the bottom left-hand corner, but it's not marked on this monitor.
Yes.
And then you start going there, and it's not going, and people in the truck are yelling at you. It's not a good feeling.
I thought you handled pressure well.
Felt like I had the bases loaded again, nobody out.
Runner at first with nobody out here in the bottom of the 3rd. A strike to count on Barney. Foul back.
I don't know if I would want to, if I did do that, leaning backwards like Nate did, or flipping around and leaning forward.
No.
I mean, but backward you can't see, and you're leaning. That's goofy.
Yep.
I'd almost rather be forward if I had to do it.
You want to see the disaster. Way up with that one. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, I'm not likely to be in that position.
No.
Not on purpose, anyway.
There are times when we fly in that I think, you know what, this is the trip that I'm doing it. And then I get out beneath it, walk into the park the first day, and I'm like, not a chance.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
You ever go up there and walk across that glass floor they have there?
No.
Oh, yeah, that's really nice. Runner goes, fly ball into short right. Here comes Souza, and he cannot come up with it. He'll race to the ball, trying to get it to second, and flips it high. Backed up by Beckham as he tried to get Pillar on a force play at second base. Boy, what an effort right there. Number 1 on the ball hit by Barney, and then trying to get the force.
How about Barney, first at bat, line drive Souza makes a great play on. Now he tries to soft serve him, and Souza almost comes up with it again. Coming in, diving, not able to make that play, but now you still have a chance, because Pillar actually stopped and headed back towards first. And then that shovel right there by Souza Jr. actually leaves the screen. Look at Pillar, now he's caught, and watch the flip. It eject.
Yeah, a lot going on with that one. Souza and Pillar.
Everybody having some fun with that play.
Yeah, we'll run that one slow-mo, backwards, forwards. Well, now the young lefty has a big situation. Jose Bautista at the plate in the first pitch, breaking ball in for a strike. Walked in a single. Shot toward right center, well tagged. Souza still on the run. He gets there. He makes the catch on the warning track. And the runners will have to go back to first and second. What a grab by Souza. He's been all over right field and deep into right center field for that one. Well, put a star on that one for Souza. And Barney's back at first. Pillar's back at second. Wow.
No advancement. I mean, this ball hangs up and out over the plate. Souza Jr., what a play right there. Had to run a long way over the shoulder. But you go, and Bautista obviously frustrated, and he realizes, you know, listen, he's came into this game hitting 163. Just missed a changeup in his first at-bat. And again, doing him a favor. Early in an at-bat, and it's a hanging slider. Speeds his bat up. Another well-hit ball. Another one that he almost, you know, got over the head and almost out of here.
Kendrys Morales, and the pitch to him, breaking ball low. Well, Souza coming in on the ball hit by Barney, and then had to range back and get back quickly into right center for the ball off Bautista's bat. What a job out there in right. Still men first and second. One and one.
Souza does not disappoint.
No, you get your money's worth with him. That's strike two. 1-2.
A high-level contributor to the team, to the broadcast.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You're not always expecting everything you get from him, but somehow it's still fun.
That's why. That's where the contributions come from. Must-see TV. He's good for, and usually it's an odd night where he's quiet.
Yeah.
Even if he has a game where he goes 0 for 3, 0 for 4, he's going to give you something. Yep.
Two balls, two strikes, the count to Morales. Careful to this guy. Liner into center. Kiermaier on to make the catch, and the runners will hold at first and second. So Morales lines one into center, and Kiermaier's there to catch it.
Dwayne, we all remember this. This was Souza Jr. here a year ago. A little flashback. Can't make the play, so he just goes into the guy. I mean, that is a flagrant penalty. That's a 15-yard. You'd be ejected in college for targeting. But that's the kind of stuff that he does, even when there's not even a play to be made.
Yeah. Do not give him a helmet out there.
Oh, well, maybe we should. A helmet in a padded room.
Now Justin Smoke. The pitch is a strike. Well, now Snell, who gave up the walk in the single, still out there with two gone and a strike the count on Smoke. There's him over that one out in front.
A really nice curveball there by Blake Snell. You think about the depth that he's able to create just because of his release point and his height. That ball's got a long way to travel to get down in the zone, and that gives him a big bend in it.
Pitch is in. Now a ball, two strikes. Villar the runner at second and Barney at first. Snell a pitch away from getting out of this jam, protecting a 1-0 lead. And oh, very close right there. Smoke checks, and the count goes to 2-2. Snell wants to talk with Norris. There's another look.
And he did. Absolutely held up, got a strong wrist. you start a swing and you're able to keep it from going too far.
So the count is 2-2. Full count. So after getting out in front, we go all the way to 3-2, and with 2 outs, the runners will be breaking. So Steve Pearce on deck. And a ground ball. Beckham with the pickup and the throw to first. Rays get out of that spot. 2 men left for Toronto, and a busy inning for Steven Souza Jr. Trying to grab that one off the bat of Barney. And take a look at this one on the drive off the bat of Bautista. Rays lead 1-0 through 3. That's entertainment. In the second, when Tim Beckham walked with 2 outs and eventually driven home by Derek Norris, it will be Beckham to begin the 4th. Beckham, Peterson, and Norris against Marcus Stroman. Tapper, that'll be a foul ball. Well, Beckham has hit safely in 10 of his last 11. Hitting over 370 during that stretch. A 7-game hitting streak, and he really started to get hot on the 20th of April. He had a base hit, and he's been hot ever since. I mean, he smoked a couple of balls over in Baltimore. I mean, you hit the ball as hard as he did. That's impressive.
And using the whole field.
Popped up foul. Out of play.
Had the 2 home run game in Baltimore. Had another game in Baltimore where he took a shot to right field that was real close. Or maybe that was Tropicana Field. Yeah, but above the fence in the netting there before you get to the top of the fence, but showing power the other way too.
0-2 count, and he's out on strikes this time. 1 away.
Nobody's doing much pitch like this. Marcus Stroman, that little slide ball right there keeps that thing right on the outside corner.
6 strikeouts now for Stroman.
And he gets strikeouts, not a huge strikeout guy. But then again, he's facing a team that is a runaway leader in strikeouts in the league.
For sure. Yep.
This Rays offense, it gives you a lot to think about. A lot of strikeouts. They've scored a lot of runs. They're getting production. You think about what Tim Beckham's doing, up and down the lineup, guys chipping in.
1-1 the count now on Peterson. Takes a big cut. That pitch down and in.
And that's just that little, it's like a cutter. Very subtle. Sometimes you get a little bit of depth with it. You're going to throw it down in the zone. Gets it around 90, 91. Oh boy.
And strike 3 call. Well, the last 4 outs have come on strikeouts. This one looking. 2 up, 2 down in the 4th.
And the swing and a miss, Peterson thinks he's getting that fastball, or this fastball right here. And he swings and misses at it. And he's like, okay, I don't want to get fooled by that hard cutter again. Now he comes back with a straight fastball and it just locks you up. You're not able to pull the trigger.
Derek Norris. Ball, no strikes. Norris has driven in the only run of this game. That came in the 2nd. Two and 0. Two balls and a strike. Norris driving in Beckham in the 2nd inning. The line drive over short. Two balls, 2 strikes. I mentioned earlier Stroman out of Duke. He was the first ever first-round draft pick in the Major League draft out of Duke. And he strikes out the side. 1, 2, 3, go the Rays. 1-0 Tampa Bay. to you by your Southern Chevy dealers. By Jeep. Get great deals at the Jeep Spring Clearance Event. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. From Toronto on to the bottom of the 4th inning inside Rogers Center with the Rays holding this 1-0 lead. Steve Pearce leads off for the Blue Jays. He'll be followed by Travis and then Maile. Pitch is down. Pearce struck out swinging his first time. 3 strikeouts on the night for Snell. He's also walked 3, allowing 2 hits. Behind Pearce, 2-0. Orioles lead the Yankees 5-0. That game in New York in the top of the 5th inning. There's the base hit. Pearce makes the turn, pick up by Kiermaier. That's the 3rd time in 4 innings the Blue Jays have put the leadoff man on base.
Fall behind and he come with that fastball. It's out over the plate. Steve Pearce looking for a fastball in that count in this situation, leading off an inning. He gets it and deposits it out into the outfield for a leadoff hit.
The second baseman, Devin Travis. 1-0. Two and nothing. Well, it was Snell and Stroman hooking up in the game at Tropicana Field on April the 6th. Snell worked 6 2/3 in that one. He's behind 3-0 in the count. Since then has gone 4 2/3, 5-5. Opening the 4th inning here. He finds a strike. 3-1.
Well, and a big reason for that, you know, look at his season a year ago, 19 starts, and he averaged 4 2/3 innings per start over 19, and it just comes right back down to counts like this.
Liner into right, and that ball is caught by Souza, and back to first goes Pearce, and Souza challenges another sinking line drive and comes up with a great catch.
I'm going to tell you what, you'd like to say Blake Snell owes a lot to this defense, why Toronto's not on the board, but it's been Souza Jr. He's had 3 really impressive plays. That sinking line drive, that ball was hit on a line, and Souza Jr. able to come up with that right before it gets to the turf.
I'll tell you, you're keeping score. You put a little star by those great catches. We've got some star 9s in the scorebook tonight. Souza Jr. responsible for those. Another great catch. Here's Luke Maile. It's a strike. Well, Maile, the former Ray, now a Blue Jay. And Snell walked him on 4 pitches the first time he faced him. Fly ball into left. Peterson will go back and make the catch on that. 2 gone. So the man at first, Pierce, after the leadoff single. Ryan Goins will be the hitter. Upstairs, stayed up and in, 1-0. One ball, one strike. Two and one. Goins getting steady playing time on the infield with the injury to Tulowitzki. He's at shortstop tonight. That's Pilar, the leadoff man, on deck. Goins takes that pitch and take the count to 3-1. Cut. So on the foul ball, the count is full. 76 pitches to this point for Snell. 2 outs and a base runner into the 4th. Ground ball. Miller up with this one. He fires it to first. Well, another great play tonight by Steven Souza Jr. to get the first out in the bottom of the 4th. There's another look. He's been all over the outfield. On to the 5th. 1-0 Rays. Inning, and they'll send the top of the order, Corey Dickerson, to the plate here, followed by Kevin Kiermaier and Evan Longoria. pitch is a strike. Dickerson 0 for 2 tonight. Came into the game hitting .325. He's been so good out of the leadoff spot. Ground ball by the mound, charged. Travis at second makes the play. One away.
Travis showing off some athleticism there. You know, almost made that play a lot more difficult than it had to be. Charged in, throwing on the run. I guess whatever you got to do to get into a good rhythm. And this team, they're looking to try to get into some sort of rhythm because it has been a sloppy, choppy start for the Blue Jays. Even in this game tonight, you know, they've been gifted some walks. They've hit some balls hard, had some opportunities, and still nothing to show for it.
And there's a pitch that just disappeared on Kiermaier.
Yeah. Well, and that's what they all feel like when you're in a little stretch that Kevin's going through right now. You have a
little tapper. That'll be charged by Travis. And he cannot make the play. Tried to scoop it up there.
But do you see what happens when you add pressure? That play was caused by added pressure. Knowing Kiermaier flies and it's a chopper, Travis, he really has to go this time to make a play. Look at him trying to hurry. He's trying to hurry to get that ball in the glove and then into the throwing hand as quick as possible. And that ball just gets ejected right out of there, right back to Marcus Stroman. But that play was caused by pressure, and the pressure was Kevin Kiermaier up the first base line, and you know that.
And so 2 infield hits for Kiermaier tonight because of the speed. Evan Longoria, ground ball, glove by Barney, out at second and out at first. 5-4-3. Stroman comes back to throw the double play ball on the first pitch to Longoria. And we'll see what the Rays want to do about the call at first. Kevin Cash taking a moment, and he says that's all right. So we'll take another look at that as we go to break on the 5-4-3 double play. 1-0 Tampa Bay. Rays, MLB.com at bat is your #1 mobile app for live Rays baseball. Stay connected with a fully customizable experience. Get Rays home screen icons and app features, as well as game day, live game video highlights, StatCast, and more. Download MLB.com at bat today. First pitch is a bit inside. Top of the order for Toronto. Kevin Pillar, then Darwin Barney and Jose Bautista. Well, you think about the defensive night Souza Jr.'s had. All three of these hitters due up here in the 5th inning have been affected by Souza. Pilar is a base runner. Barney on that sinking liner into right, and Bautista on that shot to right center. Here's one into left. That's going to run off the wall. Peterson will play the carom. Pilar's on his way to second. And just like that, the Blue Jays have a man in scoring position.
Now this ball gets roped. You're going to see Shane Peterson got hit so hard he's not able to get to it. Now you got to play it off the wall. That ball just jumping off the bat of Pilar. And he'd tell you, he's been one of the guys, or the one guy in this lineup that's been swinging the bat well for the Blue Jays. Let's see if Blake Snell can knuckle down here and keep Toronto off the board. Instant threat.
Blue Jays have had men in scoring position in 3 of the first 5 innings and men on base in every inning. Barney 1 for 2. Shows the bunt, and the pitch is down. Barney hitting second in the lineup, so the middle of the order follows him. Rays looking for the bunt, the bat withdrawn, and that pitch is a strike.
BJ Rayburn saying it actually caught the bat of Darwin Barney, not able to get it out of there in time. Boy, runs have been at a premium for the Blue Jays.
There's a bunt, and it's going to roll foul. So it's still 1-2.
And now you wonder here if the bunt goes away, and because of the count here, and also Blake Snell has put himself in a position to pick up an out with no movement from the runner. Strikeout. He's more than capable of going out and getting one. Here's your chance.
That's going to be fair between Morrison and the line. The run's going to score. Barney holds it first, and it's a 1-1 ball game. Barney slipped it in between Morrison and the bag.
It's not too often that you want the opposition to be able to succeed with a sacrifice bunt, but I'll bet you the Rays would take that right now. All of a sudden with 2 strikes, Darwin Barney's going to swing, and look at that. The way that he's able to stay inside that baseball. All he was trying to do was hit the ball to the right side to advance the runner, and instead he squeezes it by Morrison, and on comes Pilar. Touch home plate.
Here is Jose Bautista. And he is trying to bunt that ball and fouls it, trying to push it.
Well, you know what, Dwayne, that has everything to do with the defense. He is scuffling offensively. He's hit 2 balls relatively hard tonight. The one that Souza made a play on was great. The other one he missed. But look at all of the open space. Clear, clear. It's here somewhere. See, he runs right out into it. Unbelievable. Just take that away from me, boys.
Pitch up. It's 1-1.
He couldn't have touched more places over there. I'm not using it anymore. Done.
Let's try it one more time.
Not a big part of the game.
It's down. 2-1. Well, a run, 5 hits for Toronto, a run, and 4 hits for the Rays. Move to first. Actually, both teams have 5 hits. Scoreboard has just 4 for the Rays, 5 for Toronto. 1 5-0 for the Rays, and 1 5-1 for the Blue Jays. Three and 1 to count on Bautista. Danger on deck. Kendrys Morales. Ground ball through the right side. Over to third goes Barney. Well, with the shift on, Bautista hit it through the open right side.
Well, he's just looking for anything to go his way offensively. And, you know, he tried to push bunt early in the count,
Early in the at-bat, because all that room on the right side, as you see Brad Miller right here.
and look what he does. He gets a pitch that he can handle, and he just takes what the defense gave him. And now you got first and third, and Bautista with a base hit.
Well, here's the breakout on the shift. Rays against right-handed hitters lead the majors in that department.
Yeah, they've been running way out in front of anybody else in the league. And we've seen it work a lot of times, but we've also seen the Rays get burned by it a number also. That was a big one there because that gets, you know, runners on the corner with nobody out, tie game.
Saw Austin Pruitt up in the Rays bullpen. Here's Morales, first and third with nobody out. It's a strike. Well, Morales get that grand slam off Snell at Tropicana Field. Tonight he has struck out and lined out to center. One and one. Ground ball short. Beckham with a toss to second, over to first for the double play. Barney crosses the plate. The Rays take the double play, and the Blue Jays take the lead 2-1.
Now the way this inning's been going, you know, you'll take this. Rays
Obviously down a run, but the threat that the Blue Jays were putting on, take that right there and go to work in the 6th inning.
Well, interesting when you look at the years so far that these two clubs have had. Toronto 6-16, and 9 of those losses have come when they've blown leads. The Rays are 11-12, and 8 of their losses have come when they've blown leads. So nothing's certain apparently when you get these two teams together.
No, and I like the idea too of the Rays jumping out early, because you do have a team that, you know, is wobbling right now. You know, they don't have their feet underneath them. They get swept in a doubleheader yesterday in a long day in St. Louis, a long flight back, and you feel like you can maybe demoralize them. But there have been a lot of blown leads by both of these teams, so maybe you don't want to score first.
Well, just hold them here and then go have a big inning and see what happens.
Let the Blue Jays blow a lead.
That's right.
They've been just as proficient as the Rays.
Toronto taking the lead on a double play ball after getting an RBI base hit from Darwin Barney. Ground ball, and this time Miller is there out of the ship to take care of that. Smoke is retired. 2-run score. We go to the 6th. It's 2-1 Toronto. The Rays will have Brad Miller leading off, down by a run. 77 pitches through the front 5 for Marcus Stroman. His opening pitch in the 6th is wide. Stroman walked Miller back in the 3rd. One of 2 walks he's given up. The other one led to a run. So the Rays down. Let's see what they can do against this tough right-hander. Foul ball off Miller. Souza Jr. will follow, and then Morrison. Strike 3 call on the fastball. Another strikeout. That's number 9 for Stroman.
You know, and when you get locked up, that right there almost looked like he had a little bit of cutting action to it. Right now he's got everything working. You know, the fastball, the velocity has been good. The arm side movement and sink, especially down in the zone, has been good. The cutter he's introduced as the game's come along, it's been very good. The slider, of course. Everything right now is Stroman sharp. Where he's gotten into trouble tonight was the 2-out walks. He gave the Rays opportunities. They cashed in one time. But when he's not hurting himself, he's been outstanding.
Fastball's a strike to Souza Jr. One and one. Souza's behind. Souza 5 of 14 in his career against Stroman. Rays got their run in the second inning, and Toronto 2 in the fifth. Tapper, that's foul again. Couple day games the next 2 days between these two clubs. Matt Andriese and Francisco Liriano tomorrow. Sunday it'll be Chris Archer, and right now Marco Estrada penciled in. Chopped to short. Goins floats his throw to first. Strikeout on a ground out. 2 up, 2 down. And Logan Morrison is due. The starting pitchers the next 2 days. Andriese and Archer for the Rays. Morrison twice tonight has struck out. Looking in the second, tried to check his swing in the third, but he went around. There's a strike. Every weekday morning, Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp go head to head on the day's hottest sports topics, Undisputed, with Skip and Shannon weekdays from 9:30 a.m. to noon Eastern. It's only on FS1.
We could maybe do another promo. Got the time.
Just want to make sure you know the time and you don't miss it. It's good programming. It's a ball. It's 1-1. Base is empty, 2 gone. Fair ball down the first base side, unassisted smoke. 1, 2, 3. Bottom of inning 6 coming. 2-1 Toronto. Geico, great moment on this day in 2011. Ben Zobrist combines to go 7 for 10 in a doubleheader sweep at Target Field versus the Minnesota Twins. Ben drives in 8 runs in game 1 of the doubleheader, a Rays single game record, and finishes the day with 10 runs batted in. We go to the 6th inning tonight in Toronto. Austin Pruitt will come in from the Rays bullpen. Blake Snell working 5 innings.
Well, the Rays need to keep it right here at a 1-run deficit, and Austin Pruitt really as good as of an option as anybody. The way that he's been throwing the ball here recently, he's been very, very impressive.
Well, Steve Pearce is due to lead off. Ezekiel Carrera will pinch hit against the right-hander, and it's a little tap, and it'll be picked up by Longoria. We saw Pruitt quickly off the mound, but he had the Gold Glove of Longoria right there to make that play, and he acquiesced.
Well, I mean, what can you say? Across the board, 2 hits in his last 8 2/3. No earned runs. He hasn't hurt himself with the walk, bringing up some strikeouts. He's been very good with all of his pitches and pitching to the corners. Of course, got the surprise spot start in Baltimore in replace of Erasmo Ramirez, and all he did was go 3 scoreless, giving up 1 hit.
There's a strike to Travis. Devin Travis has walked in 2 plate appearances. Did a sinking liner to right in the 4th, and Souza Jr. made that catch. 0-2.
Well, look at the location of the pitches. This is what I'm telling you. He has been on the edges, off when he can and when he needs to. He's just stayed out of the middle of the plate with all 3 of his offerings.
And to right, Souza's going to have to go back in a hurry. It's over his head, off the wall, but he plays a great care and throw to second, and the runner is safe.
Wow.
Boy, what a great job by Souza to play that off the wall and make it a play at second on the Travis double.
You're not kidding. It took a weird bounce off the wall, kind of hit some of the padding out there. This was a pitch that was away good, but it was up, and it was an off-speed pitch. So he's able to get to it. Look at that right there, that quick reaction from Souza Jr., the ball going behind him. Watch this, boom, and bare hand, turn, throw. A great job to make it a play.
Second double of the year for Travis, and now it's Luke Maile. Maile has walked and hit a fly ball to left, takes a strike. Breaking pitch to start him. Ground ball. Beckham has it at short. The runner remains at second. Travis bluffed a little start, went back to the bag at second. Maile's out. 2 gone. Ryan Goins, the number 9 hitter, will be up here. So 5 innings tonight for Snell. 96 pitches. Giving up 2 runs, 6 hits. And now it's Austin Pruitt. Snell struck out 3 and walked 3. Strike 1 to Goins. And to left. Peterson's there to make the catch. We're going to go into the 7th. The Rays are down by 1 with Tim Beckham set to lead it off.
1. But coming up on May 7th at the Trop, check out these sweet batting gloves. You know the old expression, look good, play good. Well, kids, if you want to practice hitting some home runs in your backyard this summer, you need a pair of these. So come out to the Trop on May 7th. It's presented by Suncoast Credit Union. Dwayne.
All right, Alex, thank you very much. Those are good-looking batting gloves. Don't you wish you had some of those when you were a kid?
That was always one of the go-to days that you wanted to go. When the promotional schedule came out, you looked for batting glove day and you begged mom and dad to take you to that one.
Carrera, who pinch hits, stays on to play left. Tim Beckham leads off. Pitch is high, 1-0. Well, 6 innings of work for Stroman, a run on 5 hits. Tapper, that ball is fair, and Beckham is out at first base.
I think he thought that was foul. Didn't get out of the box.
Yep.
And actually carried the bat with him halfway down the line.
Yeah, he realized that he maybe misread that one.
Yep.
Wasn't happy with himself.
No, not at all.
So Barney throws him out. Shane Peterson.
After what we saw in Baltimore, you just can't assume anymore. When that ball came back fair, I mean, you just
I have never seen anything like that.
No way.
It's a strike to Peterson. Well, 9 strikeouts for Stroman. He has 9 ground ball outs. And there's one skied toward left. Carrera's there to make the catch.
That really is a perfect night for Stroman.
Yeah.
Run up some strikeouts, which he's capable of getting, but at just over 13 pitches an inning, you know, he doesn't make it a priority. And then there you go.
That's first put out by an outfielder. The other one hit in the air, Longoria, and that was a foul ball in the back of first. Smoke actually caught. Here's Derek Norris. Shot back to center field. That has some carry, but Pillar's making the call at the track and makes the catch. Norris gave it a ride. Pillar tracked it down. 7th inning stretch time for Toronto. 2-1 Blue Jays. Way back in the 2nd inning when Derek Norris lined this one into left, scoring Tim Beckham. He had reached on a walk. Blue Jays got 2 runs off Blake Snell in the 5th. Base hit by Darwin Barney scored Kevin Pillar, and then Barney later scored on a double play ball. He came home from 3rd to make it 2-1. And that's how we stand moving into the bottom of the 7th. Blake Snell 5 innings of 2 runs, 6 hit baseball. Stroman has gone 7 innings with 9 strikeouts and a couple of walks and just the 1 run that came in the 2nd. There's Kevin Pillar. The pitch, that's a strike. Shot down the left field line. That is a fair ball and gone. Pillar got it just fair inside the line. His 4th home run of the year. 3-1 Toronto.
Been harping on it all night. Kevin Pillar's the one guy in this lineup you've got to be leery of. He's swinging the bat well. And we've not seen too many of those from Austin Pruitt here in the last couple of weeks. Just a hanger. And Pillar jumps all over it and keeps it fair.
Darwin Barney chopped to 3rd. Longoria has this one in the throw to 1st. With the 1st out in the 7th inning. Jose Bautista looks at strike 1. They get 2. Ball, 2 strikes. Two. Guide, shallow center. Kiermaier is there and he makes the catch. That drew a crowd. 2 gone in the 7th. Tomorrow on Rays Live, here's what's coming up. The pregame show presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Right-hander Matt Andriese will make the start for the Rays. With his record of 1-0, we'll hear from him. And Orestes will break down Steven Souza Jr. He might decide to do his defense as well as his offense, because he has been great on both sides of the baseball.
And been busy tonight. Number of very good plays. He's almost single-handedly kept the Rays in this game. A couple of plays he doesn't make are going to lead directly to runs.
That's exactly right. Strike the count to Kendrys Morales. One and one. Out of play, and it's 1-2. Here the Rays are down 3-1 at the bottom of the 7th. Yankees trail the Orioles 11-4 in New York. It's in the 7th. Wave and a miss. Morales on the reach. 1 run on the home run by Pilar. 3-1 Toronto. The Rays are down by 2. Dickerson on the first pitch sends one deep. I mean deep and gone into left center field, and the Rays get one of those runs back. Corey Dickerson hits his 6th home run of the year on the first pitch here in the 8th, and it again is a 1-run ball game. A blast to left center off the bat of Dickerson.
Boy, that was an impressive shot. I mean, middle of the plate, no movement on it, but still the power generated by Corey Dickerson. Left center field, way deep. We said it at the beginning of the season when we saw Corey Dickerson, the bat seems quicker. That right there is proof.
Now the pitch to Kiermaier is upstairs. Only the 2nd home run given up by Stroman, and this is his 5th start. Now Kiermaier with the count of 1-1. Kiermaier had a base hit, an infield hit in the 1st. He grounded to 2nd in the 3rd, and in the 5th got what appeared to be a hit, although they charged the 2nd baseman with an error on the play. And I would hope that under a kind appeal that they might change that. because it was Kiermaier's speed that you have to factor into that play. And he reached out on strikes this time. Strikeout number 10 for Stroman.
Nasty slider, late break, depth, and Kevin Kiermaier, you know, almost like he's just trying to sweep that pitch. That's going to end with John Gibbons coming out.
Well, take a look.
Yeah.
Stroman not happy to see John Gibbons coming out a strikeout of Kiermaier. So Stroman goes 7 1/3. Back in a moment.
Seven and a third innings. You can see the 10 strikeouts. Second time he's gone 10 plus double digits in the strikeout department, and he had everything working. Good life on the fastball. The cutter was good. The slider was good. Made one mistake here, out over the plate to Corey Dickerson. That allowed the Rays to pull within one, and actually would go a long way towards ending his night, because I think if he retires Corey Dickerson and then Kiermaier, he's still out there with a 2-run deficit or 2-run lead to face Evan Longoria. But because of the home run, they're going to turn right now to Jason Grilli, on for the 10th time. 8 1/3 innings, 9 strikeouts, has given up a couple home runs.
And it will be Longoria against Grilli. 1-run ball game now. Evan 0 for 3 tonight. Taps it foul for a strike.
You know, that's the pitch when Evan is locked in, that ball gets crushed. I mean, that was I don't want to say a nothing fastball, but there wasn't a lot of movement on it. 93 miles an hour, right down the middle.
Upstairs. 1-1. Really worked an inning on the 25th. 3 nights ago in St. Louis. Two and one. Tapper, that's a foul ball so far, but you never know.
And lesson learned.
Yeah.
And we actually, you go back to that one in Baltimore up the third base line, you couldn't blame Evan. That ball was so far foul, but he's taking no chances anymore. You get a little funky spin, that ball right off the end of the bat. You're not sure if it's going to squeeze its way back into play, and so Evan, he gives it a good look, and off he goes.
He's trying to look at foul to make sure it stays out there.
Yes, he was.
Well, a great performance by Marcus Stroman tonight. 100 pitches, 7 1/3. Up and in with the fastball, reaching about his limit there at 93.
This thing just take off. Arm side run. Gets introduced to Evan's beard.
Probably a pretty good thing he shaved it.
He would be absolutely right.
If he hadn't, that would have. 3-2 now. And he gets just a little bit of that one. Reaching and enough to stay alive.
Yeah, that was a nice job. That was a good breaking ball by Grilly, and there's no way you're going to be able to drive that pitch, but you can go out and spoil it, and that's what happened. Get yourself another offering here. You hope for the mistake out over the plate you can capitalize on. You've seen enough pitches. Getting comfortable.
Fly ball back into straightaway center field. That's going to send Pilar to the wall. Gone! Home run to dead center. And this game is tied. Evan Longoria drives a 3-2 pitch out of here. The Rays have hit 2 home runs in this inning. 1 off Stroman and now 1 off Grilly. And this game is a 3-3 contest.
Now he got another mistake. The first one he fouled off, but then all of a sudden you start to see some pitches, you get comfortable, another one is made, and look at him get down and through that pitch. Boom, drop the barrel of the bat all over that thing and see ya. How about that?
Longoria ties it with the home run. Here is Brad Miller.
That is now the 8th blown save for the Toronto bullpen. And that by far and away leads the American League. And another issue that they have had, when they do have the lead, it is not safe.
Miller takes a strike.
Had 12 save opportunities and converted 4.
Second home run of the year for Evan against Toronto. He hit one off Liriano at Tropicana Field. Miller did not go, and the count is 1-1. Two balls and a strike. Rays got a run back in the second, 2 in the 8th. And ball 3. Close on that one. Souza Jr. on deck. lets it go and missed that one. 3-2. Foul back. So Brad Miller up here. The Rays have tied it. 1 out. Bases empty. Leon, the right-hander, up in the bullpen. Popped up, foul ball. That's going to carry out a play. Stroman left the game with a 1-run lead after giving up the home run to Dickerson and then striking out Kiermaier. He left in favor of Grilli, who was touched for the home run by Evan Longoria. Now Miller, a full count against the veteran right-hander. And ball 4 upstairs. So an extended at bat and Miller walks. So the Rays got a base runner with Steven Souza Jr. due up. Pete Walker, the pitching coach, heads to the mound.
And maybe to try to calm Jason Grilli down. You know, he's an emotional guy. Pitches with a lot of energy, a lot of emotion, but the home run given up, falling behind Brad Miller, you could see him yelling out there, yelling at the umpire, yelling at himself, then gives up the walk.
Well, he'll be facing Steven Souza Jr. The Rays right fielder is 1 for 3 tonight. Lines it foul back a third. One hops into the stands. Rays with Miller at first. They've had 2 solo home runs in the 8th to tie the game. Down and blocked by Maile. A 1-1 count. Well, this game in the hands of the bullpens now. And that's a strike in the upper part of the zone. Foul ball back. He had a good cut. Souza just fouled the fastball away. Facing the 40-year-old right-hander. That's too high.
But they are making him work. Jason Grilli, nothing has been easy. Has not recorded an out, given up a home run, a walk. Souza Jr. putting up a fight here.
2-2, and the count will go full. He went 3-2 to Longoria, gave up the home run. 3-2 to Miller, who worked him for the walk. Now he's 3-2 to Steven Souza Jr. And strike 3 call. Souza Jr. caught looking. So 2 outs in the inning. John Gibbons comes out. Here's that pitch again.
Kind of hung a breaking ball up and in, and the call goes against Souza.
Pitching change coming. Ball on Fox Sports Sun, brought to you by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. By Jeep. Get great deals at the Jeep Spring Clearance Event. And by Pinch A Penny, the perfect people for a perfect pool. Ray's going to run off Jason Grilli, who departs with a man on. So the veteran right-hander replaced. Dominic Leone is the new pitcher. The Rays saw him in the series at Tropicana Field against the Blue Jays. Logan Morrison in there against him, and the pitch bites down and in, out of the zone. Leone in that game pitched 2 2/3 in relief for Francisco Liriano. That turned out to be a wild game. The Rays scored 5 in the first and eventually won that game 10-8. The Rays did get a run off him in 2 2/3. Fly ball back into center field. That ball is well tagged and will get out of here. Home run by Morrison. A 2-run blast, and the Rays blasting their way into the lead. Morrison's 5th home run of the year. So Leone comes in, and on the second pitch he delivers. The Rays hit their 3rd home run of the inning and take a 5-3 lead.
Wow. I mean, that's all you can say. That ball was destroyed right out over the plate, and look at the Logan Morrison knew it.
Well, you talk about leveraging a ball.
Oh,
Wow.
and the backspin created way up there.
So the Rays now lead 5-3. And here's Beckham hitting a ball deep to right field, and that one's going to be off the wall. Pilar will have to play the carom. Beckham's going to head for 3, and he's in there with a triple. Beckham triples off the wall and right. The Rays putting on an extra base hit exhibition here with 3 home runs and a triple.
Now Tim Beckham's been swinging the bat so very well since 420, and he got a pitch there. You know, we talked about him using the entire field. That's what he does. That ball down and out over the plate, he gets into it deep to right field, off the wall and off to the races.
So Beckham with an 8-game hitting streak now. And Shane Peterson will be up with a man at third and 2 outs. Big cut and a miss by Peterson. Strike 1.
Everybody wants in on the extra base hit parade. Peterson with a big swing right there.
A 4-run inning. 3 home runs. And he's out in front and over the off-speed pitch. 0-2. It's popped up. Foul ball third base side. Barney's going to have room to make the catch. Well, the Rays send 8 men to the plate in the 8th and grab the lead. Corey Dickerson hit the first pitch of the inning out to make it 3-2. Evan Longoria with a home run to tie it. Logan Morrison with a 2-run blast, and the Rays have a 5-3 lead. Three home runs in the 8th. They put up 4 runs to take the lead. Evan Longoria's homer to tie it. Morrison a 2-run shot. As we go to the bottom of the 8th, Shane Peterson will be lifted in left, and Peter Borges takes over out there. Austin Pruitt, who worked the 6th and the 7th on the hill here in the 8th. He'll face Justin Smoke. First pitch fastball for a strike. Snell worked 5. Pruitt with 2 innings. He's given up 1 run on a home run. Now 1-1. Jumbo Diaz up in the Rays bullpen. Ground ball. Beckham right there to make the pickup on the first base side. So Smoke is out. 6-3.
That's a big one right there. You know, after you have an offensive explosion like the Rays did, you take that lead. You do not want the Blue Jays, you don't want to give them any room to think that they're going to start a comeback. So you come right out there the next inning, retire the first hitter on a ground ball, kind of set the tone for the inning.
Here's Ezekiel Carrera. Here's the left fielder now. Pitch outside. A 2-ball, no strike count. Pruitt needed a strike, gets it. 2-1. Gonna bunt. Took the pitch. 3 balls and a strike. Devin Travis is on deck. And the count is full. Ground ball left side, not an easy play. Beckham up with it, throw to first. Off the mitt of Morrison. Staying at first is Carrera. Well, the pickup, and Beckham tried to plant, but lost his footing out there.
Yeah, unfortunate. Unfortunate, because he got there. It's going to be a tough play. Watch him trying to set his footwork, and you see how that foot slipped, and you're trying to regain your balance and hurry the throw, and it just sails a little bit. And he just could not get himself situated after that foot kind of went out from underneath him. Fortunately for the Rays, that ball stayed in play and kept the runner over there, Carrera at first.
1 on, 1 out for Travis. Ball 1. Carrera at first, getting credit for a hit. That's a strike on the outer part of the plate. 1-1. Blue Jays, Suna up in the bullpen. Foul the other way. Ball 2 strikes. Travis walked in the second, got a double in the 6th. Retired the only time back in the 4th when Souza charged a sinking line drive and caught it in right field. Back to first, Carrera. Rays up by 2. 1 on, 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. And a little roller to the left side. Longoria's throw there. Carrera moves into second. Two outs.
That ball ate up Devin Travis. I mean, just jumped in there right on his hands. Rays 1 out away of getting out of this inning.
The hitter is Luke Maile. Just called to Toronto today. He had been at Buffalo. 0 for 2 with a walk in this game. Look out. Swing and a miss, and the bat goes behind him toward the on-deck circle. Retrieved by Ryan Goins. Well, the Rays have taken a 5-3 lead here. The Orioles had that big lead on the Yankees. It's the bottom of the 8th in New York. That's now 11-8.
It was 9-1.
Yikes.
Yeah. Fantastic finish. Let's have a very quiet finish here.
Yes.
North of the border.
Aaron O'Day is in the game now for Baltimore. There's a strike on the outside corner. Well, it's a good pitch by Pruitt to get ahead in the count.
Yeah, that's a big swing count. Pitching coaches, you talk a lot about first pitch strikes, and a lot of pitching coaches talk a lot about the 1-1 pitch, 2-1, 1-2. It's a big deal.
Maile, a ground ball to short, and it's bobbled by Beckham. Throw to third. They're going to throw it away, but it stays in play and is retrieved by Longoria. Maile hit the ground ball to short. It got away from Beckham. Then he tried to catch Carrera and threw it by Longoria, but fortunately for the Rays, a couple of these throws have remained in play, and it's first and third with 2 outs.
Yeah, it's this inning not real kind to the Rays defensively right now, especially out there at shortstop. That ball, let's see if it gets into the glove. Yeah, it does, and it rolls right out. And then try to get Carrera maybe, and that throw right off the glove of Longoria. That's a throw right there that was good enough to be caught. Probably not going to have a play. He's getting a little sloppy here in the 8th inning. I like the timeout there. Jim Hickey comes out. Everybody meets at the mound, calm everything down. Get one more out.
Well, Pruitt will have to get an extra out. Ryan Goins will be the hitter with men at first and third. Goins just struck out, grounded out, and lined out tonight. And that pitch. Ooh, what was wrong with that pitch? 1-0.
DJ Rayburn missed it. Wow. It was a breaking ball that was up in the zone, and I think, like a hitter does sometimes. DJ Rayburn just gave up on it. That pitch was.
Yeah, the other big pitch, 1-1, 0-0.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Foul back. Cut by Goins. Now it's 1-1. is at third, Maley at first. Into left. Here comes Borges to make the catch. And that retires the side. Took 3 more pitches to get the extra out. And the Rays still lead by 2. G. 5-3, Rays lead. Moving on to the 9th inning here from Rogers Center in Toronto. Dominic Leone out of the bullpen. Touch for the home run on a triple before he got the last out of the 8th. Out here to pitch the 9th. The Rays will have Derek Norris to lead it off. Corey Dickerson, the DH, next, and then Kevin Kiermaier. It was Dickerson's home run that started the 8th inning barrage when the Rays hit 3 home runs, scored 4. And here's Norris. Norris opened the scoring for the Rays back in the 2nd with a line drive single scoring Beckham. One and one. It's 2 balls and a strike. Fly ball, well tagged back into left. That's got some carry, and that one is out of here. Derek Norris has hit a home run, his first of the year, to open the 9th, and that will give the Rays a 3-run lead. The Rays have hit 4 home runs in the last inning plus now.
Bringing out the whooping stick here late. This pitch up and out over the plate. Derek Norris, great extension, gets some carry. And the Rays took him a while, but boy, oh boy, have they exploded.
So now it's Corey Dickerson. Well, look at it this way. The last time through the Rays lineup from top to bottom, 9 men, 4 home runs and a triple. That's a power display.
I mean, flexing the muscles. I know this team is capable of that. And once again, Dwayne, by making that point, it's the whole lineup getting involved again.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy, that's how you have a consistent offense when you're getting contributions from all over the place.
Dickerson started it in the 8th with that home run. He fouls it. 1-2. Take a look at the home run hit by Norris. Put it into the quiet bullpen out there.
I was just going to say, to add insult to injury, you just taunt those Toronto relievers. Well, it was a home run ball that did him in game 1 of the doubleheader yesterday.
Yep.
Late home run. I mean, this has been something that they've been used to. Already talked about the blown saves.
And now J.P. Howell is up throwing. 2-2.
Yeah, we talked early in the game. Maybe you could demoralize this team by jumping out early, but maybe the explosion and coming back late's even worse.
The shot into right. That's in there. One hop to the wall. Dickerson's going to dig for 2, and he is in there with a double. So the extra base hit barrage continues for the Rays against the Toronto bullpen. Home run and a double in this inning. Gibbons on his way to the mound. 9th double of the year for Dickerson. So pitching change coming, and we'll be back in a moment. The game. He was touched for a walk-off grand slam in St. Louis as part of the day-night doubleheader dropped by the Blue Jays yesterday, and he's back here to face Kevin Kiermaier. De Leon got 1 out, gave up 2 homers, a triple and a double. Rays with a 6-3 lead, and now here's Kiermaier. Pitch is a strike. Ground ball right side. Travis bobbles it. Over to third goes Dickerson, and boy, if you're the Blue Jays, you're thinking it just can't get much worse. Now they're off to this 6-16 start, worst in franchise history. They've seen another lead get away from them tonight, and they're having a tough time getting it out here the last couple of innings. And now the error.
Another one, another error on Travis, both with Kiermaier at the plate. Just starts to rush things. Things start to speed up. It's ugly.
First and third for Evan Longoria. Pitch is a strike at the knees. Rays hit 3 home runs in the 8th. Opened the 9th with a home run. First and third now, nobody out. Foul ball. Evan went to 3-2. That was against Jason Grilli. And he hit this one out to tie the game.
Well, and that came one pitch after he fouled off a tough breaking ball that was off the plate, down and away, just to stay alive and hope for another pitch out over the plate. And he got one and got all
this
of it.
one bounds away. There will be a throw to the plate. It's not in time. Maile recovered and made the throw to Howell, but not in time. And Dickerson scores another run in the 9th, with Kiermaier going up to second on the wild pitch.
Now a breaking ball in the dirt. It's going to get away from Maile. Corey Dickerson realizes it's far enough away. Maile tries to make a play of it. The tag gets put there, but Dickerson's foot had already, you see right there, already on the plate as the tag's applied.
Gives the Rays a 4-run lead. Dickerson beat the play at the plate. Now 1-2 to Longoria. Evan hits a tapper to third, and Barney tags Kiermaier. Kiermaier took off and is tagged on his way to third. Longoria halfway anticipating that play was going to be at first when he ran down the line, tried to figure out exactly how things stood.
I think we're all trying to figure out. This is a strange play. Kevin Kiermaier runs right into that out. That chopper takes Barney right into the baseline. And you can see Kiermaier putting his head back like, uh-oh.
Now a man at first with Brad Miller, the hitter. So that tag of Kiermaier, first out here in the 9th. One and one. Tonight, Dickerson homered, solo homer, RBI, Longoria home run, solo shot. Logan Morrison hit a 2-run homer. Derek Norris drove in a run with a single and then hit a solo home run. The other run scores on a wild pitch. Travis Goins one, back to first for 2. Miller grounds into the 4-6-3 double play. The Rays will go to the bottom of the 9th. Now with a 7-3 lead. Norris opened the inning with the home run. Well, the Rays broke this one open in the 8th. They hit 3 home runs en route to a 4-run inning started by Corey Dickerson's 6th home run of the year. Evan Longoria tied it at 3. Belting this one out to center. And Logan Morrison gave the Rays a 5-3 lead on this 2-run home run, scoring Brad Miller in front of him. And boy, did he hit that ball a ton to center field.
I'll tell you, I mean, the explosion. You get the one off Marcus Stroman, who made very few mistakes in his outing, but that got him out of the game. He retires Kevin Kiermaier, but you get him out of the game. You go to Jason Grilli, and a bullpen that leads the American League in blown saves was feasted upon by the Rays in the 8th, and even getting involved in making things interesting in the 9th. 4 homers. That trip through the order, 3 in that 8th inning.
Well, Jumbo Davis is the new pitcher for the Rays. Austin Pruitt worked 3 innings. He's the pitcher of record for the Rays. Jason Grilli, the pitcher of record for Toronto. And the top of the order for Toronto, Kevin Pillar steps in. The pitch is a strike. Pillar has singled, walked, doubled, and homered tonight.
Well, the good thing is he's not good for a grand slam right here. As good as the night as he's having, he needs some help. 4 runs down.
Just a slider there, 0-2.
Yeah, really good one too. A lot of depth.
Into the dirt. Jumbo Davis in here. The Rays up by 4. Even though the Rays had yesterday off, Alex Colomé has been in 4 of the last 5 games for the Rays. And with this 4-run lead, after Snell and Pruitt comes Jumbo Davis.
And
Diaz, I'm sorry.
Not only that though, Dwayne, that last game in Baltimore, he was attempting the old, here we go again.
Hey, into right center field. On his way to second is Pillar, who is on for the 5th time. So Diaz touched for the double into right center.
Kevin Pillar having himself quite the night. 4 out of 4 now. Some extra base hits. This one to right center. Well, he jumped on that pitch, stayed inside it. See how they pulled those hands through.
Now Darwin Barney. Down and in. Well, Diaz had gotten ahead of Pillar, 1 and 2. Pillar with the double, and it's Chris Coghlan, hitting for Barney. Liner into center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. And the Blue Jays now have men at 1st and 3rd. So Coghlan drops a base hit into center. And we're going to get into the middle of the Toronto order here.
Didn't get all of it, but he got enough of it. Just kind of soft serve this pitch out into center field. Kevin Kiermaier making a run at it, but he's not going to be able to get there.
Jose Bautista is the hitter. He sends a fly ball into center. Kiermaier's there to make the catch. The tag at 3rd, and Pillar will score. So it's a sacrifice fly. The Rays gladly taking the out for the run there.
Yeah, and you know, it's so funny because Kevin Cash coming out to make a change, but Jose Bautista in this building, every time the ball comes off his bat in the air, these people assume home run. That wasn't even close. And that'll end the night of jumbos.
Morales due up, pitching change coming. The Rays have gone to the bullpen. Jumbo Diaz works a third of an inning, gives up a couple of hits and a run. He got the fly ball from Bautista. And Kendrys Morales will be coming up here to face Chase Whitley. Whitley making his 5th appearance.
And done a nice job. No ERA. Look at that opponent's average. 0.97. Need 2 more outs here.
Got a couple of switch hitters in Morales and Smoke due up. And here is the first one. Pitch is in there, a strike at the top of the zone.
Well, and a big reason why you go to Chase Whitley here against these guys that are going to hit left-handed off you. That great changeup. Got a very good one, good arm side sink. He started him out off with one, actually.
This one lifted to the left side. Longoria has it, 2 gone.
Yeah, another one right there. And these aren't 2 of the better ones you'll see out of Whitley, but effective enough. You get the hitter a little off balance, he pops it up.
Two gone. Justin Smoke is the hitter. Four ground balls for Smoke tonight. The Rays have the shift on for him. And with the pitch, which is up, Coughlin moves up to second on indifference. That'll be a strike. 1-1. A run home in the 9th for Toronto. Rays scored 4 in the 8th and 2 in the 9th to go with the run they got back in the 2nd. The pitch is down and over to third goes Coughlin. Indifference.
Okay, I was going to leave it alone, and I'm not going to leave it alone now. So we had indifference to second, indifference to third. The crowd here goes wild with the cheering. If the other team doesn't even care, it's nothing to cheer about.
That is ball 3, 3-1.
Yeah, the Rays almost gave him a chaperone around the bases. That's nothing to get all excited about.
A point well made.
And I was, like I said, I was just going to let it lay, but all of a sudden go to third and everybody's going crazy here.
Smoke fouls it. Count is full. Gotcha.
Well, it's the
It's
same.
been a wacky game. Can the Rays play wacky games or not?
Oh,
I mean, we've had a few already.
yeah. Oh, a few. A few. I wish it was just a few. I mean, I'll tell you what. It comes to the ball. It makes coming to the ballpark exciting because
Yes, it does.
it could. You can see anything.
This one is foul out of play. You never know.
You never know. And I mean, worst case scenario, you always have Souza Jr.
Yep.
And he's good for something.
And he's been good tonight.
Oh, he has.
Entertaining.
Active.
Mm-hmm. And a cut and a miss. This game is over. Whitley comes in, gets the pop up and the strikeout, and the Rays are 7-4 winners tonight. They take the first game of this series. They're even on the road trip at 2-2. They go to 4-1 in the season series against the Toronto Blue Jays. Here's the final pitch of this game as Pruitt gets the win and Whitley will get a save.
Guess what it was? The changeup. That's why they brought Chase Whitley into that situation. He got Morales to pop one up. He punches out Smoke with that one, and another come from behind victory for the Tampa Bay Rays.
7-4 the final. For Brian Anderson and Alex Cordery, Dwayne Stats, hope you've enjoyed the telecast. Rays winners 7-4. And coming up next, Rays Live, the post game presented by WB Mason.